Gratuities and service charges on Norwegian Cruise Line updated for 2025. That's today's episode of Cruising with Eric. Hello cruisers, it's your friend Eric, and I'm going to talk to you today about the gratuities and service charges on Norwegian Cruise Line. I feel like I want to make an update for this topic because Norwegian recently left their free at sea promotion that they had for years and years, and they now call it more at sea. And in the end, they're pretty much the same. They just changed the verbiage and they changed some of the things about it. But the thing that I think confuses a lot of people is they see service charges and gratuities, and then they're told that the service charges are tips. And then they think, well, wait a minute, I already paid that. I thought I paid these gratuities. It's two separate things. First of all, if you get the more at sea package, as they're calling it now, and you get the drink package and the specialty dining, they add on gratuities for the drink package and the specialty dining. And that's gratuities, and you have to pay that if you get the more at sea promotion. And you have to pay that when you make the payment on your cruise, 120 days before sailing, or later than that if you book later than that. But you have to pay those gratuities if you get the drink package and the dining package. You have to pay them when you pay for the cruise. So that's done. Put a pin in it. Now we have the service fees, or the service charges as they call them. And this is $20 or $25 per person per day for the whole cruise. And the amount, 20 or 25, depends on what kind of room you're in. Most people, it's $20 per day. If you're a family of four people times $20 times 7 days is over $500, and that's not nothing. I mean, and if you're not expecting it, you're going to see this big charge on your credit card afterwards, and you're going to think, well, what the heck happened? When people are asked to explain the service charges, they're going to tell you that they do that in place of handing envelopes of cash to your cabin steward or your waiter or that sort of thing at the end of the cruise. The service charges are therefore described as being a gratuity. And people say, well, wait, I already paid my gratuities. No, the service charges are separate. Just the other day I was talking about this and my girlfriend asked me, but I thought they passed a law. Maybe it was California passed a law that said they have to do upfront pricing. They're not allowed to have any surprises at the end. And now when they put the price on the website, that includes the port fees and taxes. That's what they're required to do under that law. They don't include the gratuities on the more at sea specialty dining and drink package, because you don't have to get the more at sea promotion in order to go on the cruise. You don't have to get specialty dining and drinks. So that's how they get away with not including those gratuities in that price you see. But you do have to pay when you make the final price. The service charges are not required. They put them on your account automatically, but because they're not required, then they're not included in that price, and that's how they get around that law that way. They really didn't accomplish much by passing that law, if you ask me. So the service charges, like I said, you can get them removed. You can go to guest services, stand in line, and say, I want the service charges removed. They'll do it, although reluctantly. They may ask you, well, did you get bad service? Who did you get bad service from? And you can say, well, no, I just want to give people tips directly. And you can go through all that if you want. And I think, honestly, if enough people do it, then NCL is just going to raise prices on the cruises, because they just pass that money on to the crew members as part of their salaries. It's not like crew members gets a base salary and then they get extra money in their paycheck based on how many people pay the service charges. I think NCL probably just has an algorithm telling them that this large percentage of people is going to go ahead and pay it, and they pass that money on to the crew members as part of their salary. Are the daily service charges a hidden fee? In my opinion, yes. Is it kind of crappy that they do it? Also, in my opinion, yes. Does every cruise line do it? Pretty much every cruise line does it, to my knowledge. I think Virgin doesn't do it. You can see the video about my experience on Virgin Voyages here on the channel. But the most cruise lines, the big cruise lines, Princess, Royal Caribbean, NCL, Celebrity, they all have this daily service charge. It's just part of their model. It can be a lot if you have a lot of people on the cruise, and it adds up because it's all multiplied by the number of days. And I hope that you take that into consideration when you're budgeting your trip and you're deciding on whether or not to go to a cruise. That's the difference. I hope that makes it a little more clear. You have gratuities that you prepay when you book the cruise on your specialty dining and drink package. And then you have the service charges that you pay once on board. Yes, you can go online ahead of time on the website and pay those so you don't have to worry about it once you're on the cruise. That's what I usually do. But in case you don't, you have to pay them on board. Gratuities on food and beverage, and then you have the service charges that are just added on once you're on board. Thanks again for watching, folks. If you like my content, please like, share, and subscribe. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, please comment tips and charges, and that way I know you got all the way to the end. I like it when people watch the whole video, and it also helps them with the YouTube algorithm. Until we meet again, may you avoid the Kraken and have fair winds and following seas.
This has been a production of Cruising with Eric. Please like, share, and subscribe.